We can!
Good evening, Babugile Makaya. My name is Lady N. Mahlako Mogowe, and I'm joined in studio by my beautiful, beautiful co-host. Welcome to yet another exciting episode. Yes, Sisters, we can. We bring you only the best, important and relevant topics. But before we start, I'm going to let my co-host to introduce themselves. Ninjani, you guys are looking stunning, by the way.
Thank you, babe. You too.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, Babugile Emakaya. My name is Tlamelo Lifu. We welcome you. Just enjoy with us tonight.
Sanibona ni molweni dumelang ke nna Queen Lerato.
La makatsa tlamelo o bua Sotho ne mara today o decide le gore o to introduce ka Zulu. I just like the diversity. But anyway, guys, and enjoy again. Yes, Lago Sisters Weekend. We only bring you, like I said, the best, and we always have my guests in studios who are going to join us, to discuss important topics that are going to help us, especially as abantu abesifazane. Namhlanje in studio, we are joined by a gorgeous lady because we're going to be discussing one of the most important topics again. Like I said, and the reason why I'm putting important is because these are the things that Pilang has on a day-to-day basis. You understand what I mean? So we are joined by a beautiful lady. I'm going to let her introduce herself, then we're going to dive straight to the topic.
Okay. Molweni Babugile Makaya, igama lami Babalwa Saffa, ndingwaseMonto originally.
Okay, Babalwa. And I kept on calling you, but I kept on calling Babi. Oh, no, but Babi is Babalwa. Because I was calling you in your suit too. So,
Wait, the surname, what? Safi?
Saffa, S-A-F-F-A.
So,
I'm from East London.
Hey, guys, there's Imonti, Bai. So, what's the difference between a Bai and a Monti?
It's 3 hours away from each other.
Oh, okay.
But it's further to the Western Cape, Ibai.
Is it? When I said if you don't want to say Monti, you can say Bai. It's like, that's how you guys.
It's two different places. Oh, okay, wow, that's nice.
Wow. Unjani sis?
Ndiyaphila unjani?
Ndiyaphila nami. Oh, ngiyathanda isiXhosa, yazi ngiyathanda ukuthetha isiXhosa but angisazi kanje so ngizozama nje.
Buya lapho.
We'll try.
Yeah, when they're calling me to order, ne? So anyway, Sis Babala, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for agreeing to be part of the show today. The topic, and we were just talking behind the scenes, and you mentioned, Uguti, it's a very sensitive topic. Very sensitive topic, but these things is yasaka. That is why we need to come and talk about them, because abaningi bazo, abantu like Makaya, not in the south, they've affected us, one way or the other. Meskula way to, umuntu bamgwaro right now. I didn't even notice that she's got long ears.
And then you just noticed when you look at her,
actually the ears are long. So today we are discussing Babugile Makaya, body shaming. And we decided to invite Sis Babalwa to come and help us tackle this topic. But again, somebody said behind the scenes, Uguti, why when we're talking about body shaming, we always get umuntu or you understand what I mean? But we were going to get into that. So how has it affected you as Babalwa growing up in the body shaming?
Thank you for the opportunity, Ogoqala. I think I would like to take it back to childhood.
Yeah.
As I said to you behind the scenes that high school was very rough. And I think it was the formative stage of my adulthood, more than anything in high school. I am propelled by Oma. My mom is an academia.
Okay.
And imagine that umzali wakho thinking that when you guys are inside the house, she's got you ready for the world. Upon this invitation, I was pondering, what do I say to another child? Esemdantsane, eKwanongoma, ePambir study in all the cities of this country. And ndacinga into yoba okokuqala, it took me back to being a child, being in high school. It was rough.
Sure, I can imagine.
It was rough. And I tend to be more of a clown.
Okay.
Because I didn't want the shade, as they call it now. I didn't want the shade of always being picked upon.
Okay.
And I think talking about it today, it's weird and very strange. Because siyancuma, we curate what we want to curate.
Yes.
Because we are validated or we feel that we need a reciprocation in a way. Ngabantu. You said earlier on, I don't know why I'm drifting. You said earlier on, you know, makeup is an enhancement.
It's an enhancement, yeah.
And yet, imagine if you are this big, fat blob person.
Sure.
It's out there. And ukhona umnye kuthi ngahle waiting.
Wongajima.
Yes.
You know what?
Yes. Why don't you go on a diet?
Yo.
I called my sister. Wathi noma ndili would mean emdantsane, someone skinny. I still have my own fears.
Yes.
You
As
know,
skinny as she is.
Yes.
as perfect in my mind, I think she is. Otikum, there is no joke about skinny people that can make me feel comfortable. Whereas there is no joke nakuwe about fat people
Yes.
or darker people can make you feel very comfortable. You know? So I'm not going to lie. Umama wam edified me, propelled me, praised for me that ucingba, you are fit for and purpose for this world. As cruel as it is, because abantu abana boundaries.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Yes.
Oh.
Abantu, they've lost not necessarily empathy. Kuthiwa ngesixhosa bakhamisa batyhale. Ne. And thinking about childhood, I don't know why, as a parent, the things that we say as endlini zethu to our kids. Ne? Ndidropha umntana esikolweni. Athi mntana, mommy, it's fine. Don't come through. Ndiqomba, hayibo. I'm
Athi
trying.
ungangeni?
Yes. I'm trying to follow her. Iza.
Why?
No, I want to fix her so that by the time she gets to
Angene esikolweni.
esikolweni, because we're late that day.
Yes, sis, Baba, because this thing is just getting. Ngifuna ukuthi uyiqale mesibuya ku ad break. From where you that? Yeah, because it's getting hot, guys. Babukele emakhaya, ngicela ningayi anyway. This topic is just getting hot, and yeah, you know. Please stay tuned. We'll be back in a second. Sisters,
We can.
welcome back, Babukele Bakhaya. You're still tuned into Sisters We Can. My name is Lady and Mahlako, and I'm your host. I'm here with my beautiful queens, Lerato and and we are still joined in studio by Babalwa, telling us about Ilona, you know, childhood and body shaming. Before we went on the ad break, you were talking about taking your child to school. In fact, you know what, as you're talking, like in hey, then umntwana akutshela ukuthi mama ungangeni. How has that been? Like, you know, take us through that journey.
It took me back to being a child. Titi, baby, what's going on? Ati mama, sungena. Come okay, let me let it be. You know.
But in your mind, in your mind, you knew what she meant.
I assumed.
Did that register?
I assumed because it's an assumption that what could be the problem, right? Abuye esikolweni umntwana. I sat her down and I tried to be an active parent in my child's life. I asked my child, how was your day? I asked her, like, and then she would tell me how the day went on and whatnot. And I think I wanted to revisit the conversation we had earlier on. But I didn't want to put pressure on her in the sense that to lie and try to mitigate the situation. I wanted her a bit open.
Yes.
Dimboze, baby, no, not a problem. I mean, there's no problem. And you need to realize that your child becomes your biggest protector.
Yes.
Ati so-and-so said this about you at school.
Yes.
And it does not make me feel good. The mtanzane in me, I wanted to go and confront that child.
Yes.
I know, right?
What did you say?
But then I realized as parents, we have a duty. The things that we say is in about people, because it's different strokes for different folks.
Yes.
You know?
It is.
And I've worked on that, and I always tell her that. And I always affirm her before she goes to school. And the funniest thing, I always affirm her that it's not aesthetics.
Yes.
Okay, it's a big word to use for her.
Yes.
she always says, I'm clever and beautiful. And I'm like, baby, you're the best. Because I'm trying to affirm it that she must not base her life on ubuhle and what the world says. Because the world we live in, guys,
It's a very cruel world.
very cruel.
It's a very cruel world.
And again, guys, how do we, like, what I like what you just said, Mokhuluma ngokuthi, Megati, I'm beautiful and intelligent. Who came up with the definition of buhle? It's the magazines.
Yes.
You understand
Social
what I mean?
media.
Social media.
TV.
You understand?
Yes.
Umuntu omuhle right now, umuntu na my hips on a figure.
Yes.
So
Flat
umuntu
stomach.
no Babalwa. You understand what I'm trying to
Yes.
say? Ukuthi agu ubabalwa man. You see, I said Babalwa even in the beginning. Ubabalwa, you know. You know. So umuntu ofana no Babalwa is referring as umuntu.
And that is very wrong because
very
they even
wrong.
like associate beauty with the light skinned.
Yeah.
So
even
if
that,
you're darky, like
even
you don't
that.
fall under beauty. It's like people are go through a lot. They're bleaching themselves. They're trying to be beautiful. Like who defined the word beautiful?
And the thing about this world is that I don't know why do you have he oya kontle, and then when you love yourself,
Exactly.
and then people come to you and then they tell you, they say cruel things to a point, you end up looking yourself isn't right because somebody said something.
Yeah.
Somebody said, somebody commented ka your body, somebody commented ka your face, somebody commented ka your ears, like somebody was teasing you ka your ears. Like I grew up a very skinny person. Ne?
Exactly.
And then every time, then after getting married and stuff like that,
Yeah.
people were like, yo, you gaining weight. I'm like, I didn't like myself really
Happiness and
skinny.
Sonika.
Kari wa
Happiness. See, that's
And,
something
I didn't like myself really skinny. I didn't like that. I wanted to gain weight. I wanted gore ke be le, you know, I wanted to have that thing because for years ke phetse ke na ke le a very skinny a person, you know. So I don't know why when you are comfortable with your body, when you are comfortable with your eyes, when you are comfortable with your scar, and then the next thing somebody comes and then
I nearly did this, but yeah.
you see, so you are comfortable with it, but is the reason why you want to cover it is because somebody commented badly about your scar,
it
you
doesn't
know,
look good.
and the next thing when because somebody said something bad about you, and then now you are not comfortable. It's in your body,
Yeah.
and if you don't love yourself, who's gonna come and love you?
But that's where that's where it starts. That's where, and actually, I like the fact that you listed Tabaya love. I want to say, Sis Babala, if we are moving, if we are comfortable, how has that you know the body shaming and you being big, you know, affected you in terms of relationships? Because that's another important
Yes,
thing
it
that we need
is.
to speak about.
I think
It's a very deep one. It's a very deep one.
okay, let me be candid about this.
Yes.
Ndikhula ndiqavile. Uqava means that
It's called a CC.
okay, ndikhula ndingumntu oqavileyo. Ne, I've always looked for the signs. Uqava means that you are.
Oh, yeah. And
I've always looked on the signs that does he like me enough? Am I good enough? Thank you. And there's a golden rule that I go by. I do not want someone who thinks I'm fetish. We are khala. There's preference in life. There's someone who likes voluptuous women. There's people who like skinnier women, lighter skinned. And I'm very careful in that regard. When I see the signs are not correct, I leave, I run.
With immediate
I
effect.
run.
And do you know, not small, on that one. You see, on that one. You're in a relationship and this thing, the body things. I remember I once wrote on Facebook about this, Yitimina. If you know that you love thick madams,
Yes, go for that.
leave slenders alone because your proposal is slenders. About baby, you need to eat.
Yes.
You need to eat.
Oh,
Babe. And when that I want to like, I told umuntu like the thick madam. Athana baby yazini uyazibona unjani manje. Yazi need to chip. Lo muntu lo ukuthola ngakithi la umuntu akazi into ayifunayo. And njengoba esho sisibabala ukuthi check for the signs ukuthi uze ngoba ethanda lento ayibona noma kunamanye ama benefits winter things.
Oh, there's winter things. Talking about winter things, guys. Asiba meni kanjalo.
Thank you.
Let's take a quick break now, guys. Babukele Makayazi in the studio ne. Sizakhalisa sihlekise. We'll be back in a moment. Sisters,
We can.
Welcome back, Babukile Makai. I'm still laughing because the things that are happening behind the scenes. And on that topic, Sis Babalwa, you're still just telling us about, I love your confidence, by the way. Because you know why? A lot of people, about those who are deemed to be the gorgeous one, the beautiful one, yiba bahlala kuma relationships, balibe babahle.
Yes.
Umjolo uba tut. I don't want to call that name. You understand? You understand? But when now you're saying, mina mengibona ukuthi la, you know what? How did you get to that? Because going with body shaming, but even having the confidence and being able to walk away, if ubona ukuthi I ain't gangamile. How did you get to that?
We have a duty to ourselves.
Yes.
Wow.
I love that one.
We have a duty, guys, to ourselves. If I glungile ndasekhaya, baleka.
Yes. Let it go.
Because in the end, and in the confidence, it's rented confidence.
Rented confidence? Wow, what does it mean?
It means that I pat myself. I look at myself in the mirror and it's okay. Ungeze Lerato izolo.
Okay.
Ne? Sure, it's okay. Don't think that akho buhlungu.
Yes.
I look at myself in the mirror and I'm laughing and I'm thinking an antidote I had with my mom. My mom, she's a firm believer of that. Appreciate the small things in life.
Yes.
Uzangezela Lerato. Uzangezela. Ne? Mdasekhaya tomorrow. It is as if kanguthethe ndo tu kum.
Hayibo. Njani sana?
Kubuhlungu.
Okay, all right. So you do acknowledge.
So that's why I say it's rented confidence. On that day, I must pitch up.
Okay.
Either or. Ndithanda, ndingathandi.
Yes.
Do you remember backstage when sikhuluma ngendaba like about my ears?
Yeah, avatar.
Okay, guys, I have unique ears. Are unique, like they're not the same. Like so, others they call me avatar, others they call me. But there was this teacher at school.
Yeah.
He was always making sure that every time, angena nje classini. Uphuma dlebe. Athung. I was like, about lento le bengayinanga until yazi yangidla. But can you imagine that I want to go to school, but I wish. I wish that teacher can just be absent.
And I know we joke.
So like, ngivumela notice babuthi yazi we understand okay. Kona yazi kubhlungu but let me just swallow it and futhi ngenzela ukuthi ngingakhombisa abanye abantwana ukuthi because bazongigwara ngayo ngithi ukuthi let me just swallow it. Omunye athi uyadlula ngidonsela athi hayibuke esikole like.
And other people about this whole thing, elibuang kayone. Some people never recognize your ears in the class. But for a fact, the teacher always calls you, that's all. The people oh, there's something wrong, Lerato. And then they start teasing her at that thing because some were not aware. That's the thing about if somebody can say something to you, let that part that he or she is talking about. And that's the problem. Because maybe that is like the problem I face each and every day. You are facing that thing. You are fighting your anxiety. You are fighting depression about that thing. Like, okay, I look at myself in the mirror and then I can see what people say about me. But I give a yes, okay, you are fighting with yourself every day, but we are here to remind you, Babalwa, you have a problem. Even though every night you have to go to the mirror, like you said, you talk to yourself, oh, you know what, I have to show up. I have to be there, no matter what. But they don't know every night you have to go back to the mirror and then say those words and try to rebuild yourself for tomorrow. Because you're going back to the very same place.
That reminds you.
The very same people.
You
And
work
also
there.
you spend
you
most of
work
your
there.
time.
You stay there.
Yes.
You attend there.
You
your
can't
life is
just
there every
quit.
day.
You can't just quit.
You can't.
You just have to be a bigger person because you can't just quit.
But you know what, this Babalwa, you know, Shlami, what you're speaking about, I like that because every day you need to prepare yourself for. Because where do you spend most of your time? At work, school? You know, you spend a few, like 20%, 50%, 30% by yourself and your family. Mara, you know, the rest of the time is with the very people who are reminding you, hey, you know. But I love the rented confidence because now there's a young lady there's an old lady that is watching this show and said, you know what, I've been wondering, how do I make sure that I keep up with this confidence? And if I have to rent it, how do I rent it? Because it doesn't come natural, guys. People thinking that because we're sitting here, we are looking good. Yay, when I came this morning, I had my own things. I didn't even want to come, but because I'm like, this is a show that gives me life, you know, I need to show up. Let's talk about the rented community, confidence. Yeah, because we're about to wrap up. Let's just talk about that rented confidence.
Okay. It's okokuqala, it's prayer.
Nice,
very
nice.
powerful.
I love that.
And reminding that God says who I am.
Yes.
Kuthiwa we are in his image.
Yes.
And nalam uthetha la ndimbi kuwe. He's in his image.
Naye.
And we always say that, and my prayer was always like, give them the truth,
I love that.
that they should stop being mean.
Yes.
Tanazil. You are propelled by your parents, family, friends, where you can find comfort and a safer space for yourself. You are propelled and yes, guys, I'm propelled by these street vendors.
Yeah.
Aba bantu bathola itins, aba bantu babona estradweni. And babuka aba bantu, something comes to me in DT. Imagine if you're feeling that the world is against you, but yet you wake up for your next hustle. So nungubani mna ngoku ngizabe ngikhaliswa
To feel sorry for
nguye
yourself.
nangulowa nangulowana. You know, the world has bigger problems than entertaining abantu abasile.
Yes.
Entertaining abantu abasile. Oh, guys, I love that. I think we're gonna use those words in closing, you know, because it's kind of to sing Sisters Weekend, man. We need a whole hour. But you know what? I think we're just gonna allow Sis Babalwa, Sis Valele, you know, because just to wrap up for us, Sis Babalwa, we just wanna say thank you, by the way, for coming. But you're gonna wrap up for us, you know, the show, and yeah.
Okay, ndifuna ukuthi babukele emakhaya. Be it you're a man, woman, child, elderly. Zithindithe man.
Yeah.
Zixolele.
Yeah.
You know, abanye bethu, we're not born like this. You know, abanye it's self-inflicted.
Yes.
But zixolele. Ubaxolele.
Yeah.
Nabo. Because maybe abanye bafuna ba the joke of the town
Yeah.
or being the better person ba.
Yes.
And nabo abantu bathanda ukuthi ebantwini I'm a straight talker.
Yay.
Those ones.
Other ones.
Yay.
And those ones are for me. I take them outside of the park.
I think, Sis Babalwa, you know what, so we're definitely going to invite you again. Babukele Makaya, the most important message, zikolele, bakolele.
Yes.
That is the most important part. And this is Ovalangayo. This is Sisters Weekend. Sisters Weekend.